Hi guys, so Brexit disruption at the border will get worse. Ministers warn as businesses complain of perfect storm. Now we have seen how there's been relative disruption at the border, not as massive as we had expected, not the type of gridlock that we had predicted, but there is a certain amount of disruption. Lorry drivers having to stand for hours in the wind and rain to get their documents checked. Issues with the Kent access permit expiring and lorry drivers having to getting fined basically for not having the correct paperwork. Stories of companies who sent out packages with what they believed was the correct paperwork, it being returned, packages being destroyed, meat and fish sitting in trucks rotting as they wait to be given permission to cross the border. Now, all of this is quite relatively minor to what is expected in the next number of weeks. Now, Michael Gove, the Chancellor of the Duchy of Lancaster, was talking about this on Friday, and he said, so far disruption at the border hasn't been too profound, but it is the case that in the weeks ahead we expect there will be significant additional disruption, particularly on the Dover-Calais route. Now, he said that the government are going to do whatever they can to help businesses, and we've heard this type of rhetoric before. Now, in regard to numbers, since the end of the transition period, of course, on the 31st of December, an average of 1,500 lorries passed through the ports in Kent per day. Now, that number has increased recently to more than 5,000 lorries per day. These lorries have to be checked, and of course the number of staff and resources they have has not increased to meet the demand. They're already struggling. They were already struggling when there were only 1,500 lorries a day. As that number increases, you're going to see greater disruption. This means greater delays, and of course sensitive products such as fish or meat will suffer greater delays, and it will result in those products not being fresh and once again being rejected when they arrive in the European market, or perhaps not even just getting across the border. They'll have to be sent back, and that product will be destroyed, which will result, of course, in lost revenue for those businesses, creating other problems where, of course, businesses aren't able to make a profit. They're going to go out of business or at least lay off staff. This is all because of these checks that need to be carried out. Now, Brexiteers have been pointing the finger at the European Union. The European Union have said on numerous occasions, this is the result of being a third country. You decided to become a third country. We told you this was coming. Something I'm quite concerned about is that Boris Johnson has not gone to Brussels to try and sort this out. I know there's probably very little he can do because these are checks that the European Union have said these have to be put in place. You're now a third country. That's what you accepted. Surely Boris Johnson can go to Brussels just to save face, attempt to give the impression that he's doing something. Of course, he'll do nothing. But I'm surprised he hasn't taken that step. As the number of trucks increase, of course, this is going to, as I said, is going to put more pressure on the already limited resources at the ports, and it will cause a slowdown in all of this. The British government have sort of anticipated this by creating more lorry parks, and there are reports of more lorry parks being planned. While this is not going to fix the problem, this is just going to create more delays because lorries will have to park there, will wait, and it's not going to get things moving faster. It's just creating a place for these lorries to wait. It's not actually moving things faster along the border, which I think will in the long term mean that fewer businesses will be willing to export. This doesn't have any happy outcome, I think, unless the British government start to invest more in the ports, hire more staff. Boris Johnson had promised 50,000 customs officers. the port authorities are nowhere near that number yet, and it will take time to train these people up, to give them the necessary experience to deal with these new types of checks and this type of paperwork. But so far, we're going to see more disruption, and it's going to cost businesses and cost jobs. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot. I want to say a big thank you to all of my patrons. You ensure that this channel continues to exist. I'm eternally grateful for all of your support. If you join Patreon, you will receive instant access to our Discord server, where we have both audio and video chats. You can chat with me and other patrons, where we discuss important and non-important issues. Becoming a patron per month costs about the same as a large coffee, so why not check it out?